Yo, 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 what is up? Peace and riches blessings, sending you all the love, all the good vibes. I love you so much. Thank you for tuning in today. Welcome back to the Burnell Washburn podcast. It's a beautiful life we're living, and I'm so grateful to be able to share any insights and wisdoms and tools and technologies and strategies and mindsets and anything that I can do to help you have a happier, healthier, more fulfilling quality of life. That's what I'm all about. That's my soul's mission. That's the path that I'm on, and I just feel blessed to be able to fulfill that mission and know that so many of you beautiful souls are tuning in and sharing the message and helping spread it and push the message, whether you're supporting me on Patreon, throwing $5, $10, $20 a month, like that means the absolute universe to me. Or if you're just even screenshotting it and sharing it on your stories or sending me a little message saying that you're getting value from it, that helps me market and spread these things. And this thing keeps growing and impacting more people. And I keep just getting surprised on how many people are actually getting value from it. And it's just cool. It's like cool to think of something in your mind or feel something in your heart and then go take an action into the unknown to put yourself out there and then to actually have it pay off a little bit in the ways that you thought it would, like impacting people and also making a little bit of money and really helping me build up my tribe and connect with people. It's like, yo, that's the dream. I'm manifesting my dreams right now, and it's cool. That often starts with taking action and taking a leap of faith into the unknown. I think most people, when they start a podcast, it's like you don't really know what equipment to use or how to do it or how to get it on iTunes or any of that kind of stuff, and you just start going for it and learning as you go. And you don't know if anyone's going to listen or if anyone's going to like it or get value from it. And it's like, just take action, put yourself out there, and it always ends up working out. The right people will find your stuff, and the right people will connect. And if you're putting out a genuine, authentic frequency, other genuine, authentic, beautiful souls will just start to merge onto your path, and you'll build up a beautiful tribe like I'm doing right now. So today I wanted to talk a little bit more about that. I know I've talked about this a bunch, but your vibe attracts your tribe. I've had a beautiful last few days with some really high vibration people kind of working out right now, so you might hear some background noises and doing some light stretching and yoga and a little qigong and stuff. But anyway, I have just been blown away by the quality of people that are in my life. On Friday night, I co-hosted this event called the Soul Lounge in downtown Salt Lake City, and it was completely sold out at the Impact Hub, and there was just beautiful people, talented musicians and artists and yogis and healers and entrepreneurs, and there was cacao ceremonies, there was elixirs provided by Water Fusions. Shout out Water Fusions, Sugar House, Utah, helping people feel healthy as fuck. And there was all sorts of just cool music, different performers, different art installations, guided meditations, yoga. There was microgreens there, which was amazing to go and I feel like I was grazing on microgreens all night, just eating all these beautiful high vibration, nutrient dense leaves that are just growing indoors under lights. And realize, I'm talking to the guy that created this whole setup, and it's crazy how cheap you can do that and grow just the highest vibe food. And actually microgreens have 60% more nutrients than if you grow them fully, and it takes a week or 10 days rather than 3 months like most of these plants take if you grow them fully. So it's damn, you get more nutrients in less time and takes up less space and all this stuff. Dope. So I'm about to start that. But anyway, I had the most fulfilling night because I've been really, you've heard me probably talk about how I've just kind of been bored of the average show scene. I don't really like being in bars. As I started raising my frequency, going through, probably the third wave of my spiritual awakening or whatever the fuck, I just stopped enjoying being in bars. Like, it just felt like a low vibration place. Every time I'm at a bar, I'm just like, can we like dip out? I just don't want to be there. I usually find an excuse to dip out. So I stopped being social as much, and I was like, I've been going to bed really early and just valuing my morning. And I kind of missed those late night party vibes with the community. So on Friday night, I was out until like 2 a.m. with awesome people, dancing my ass off, enjoying high vibrational, healthy beverages. I probably overloaded on healthy stuff that night. Like, I probably had too much chlorella and spirulina and all the goodness type of stuff that you can have. And probably went a little too heavy on the cacao, but I stayed hydrated, woke up feeling amazing. And it was just really beautiful to see how people within our community are bringing these visions to life and providing spaces for us to thrive and connect and have fun and enjoy each other's company that don't have to be centered around alcohol or consumerism. Like, almost all the vendors were just giving out free stuff. The whole entire show was like donation based. Like, you donate what you feel like you can afford economically and do what you can to help out this community. But it's just like a fantastic gift to the whole community for us to have a space where we can party and enjoy each other's company and celebrate life and dance and have music and check out each other's art and all this stuff, but not have it be all around drinking or even cannabis. Like, some cannabis events even get like to the point where just everyone's so lit that there's not as much real connecting. And I just love music festivals for that reason. There's certain like kind of conscious music festivals that have that attract a really high vibration crowd. And I'm still trying to find a better way to describe high vibration, because I feel like I overuse that term, but it's just such an easy way for me to describe and for you guys to understand what I mean. People that are awake, people that are healthy, people that love themselves, that are on a path of like ascending and improving their lives and doing good in the world, and trying to be the best people they can be. So I love certain music festivals for that reason, but those can even get out of hand and just the partying and the drugs become a little too much. So this event was really cool because it seemed like there wasn't really, I feel like cacao was like the gnarliest drug that most people were on. And there was alcohol there, but it wasn't the main feature. It was like a small little side thing. You could come have a couple cocktails, but I didn't see anyone super drunk or acting out of line or anything like that. Just nothing but good vibes all night. And I felt refreshed and energized and stoked. And I woke up the next day feeling pumped on life. And then had an amazing, amazing day with my homies. And I had the most incredible, I'll just say it, I had my first DMT experience. My first DMT ceremony where shamans came over to my house and held space. And it was an amazing time. And that's going to be a whole nother episode because I learned some very profound takeaways, and I just feel endless, infinite love. And it was one of the most probably the most blissed out experience I've ever had in my entire life. And just so beautiful. Like, I woke up feeling just extra refreshed today and extra stoked on life. And then today I had a really high vibration meeting with the homie Winnie the Drew, who's one of the speakers at my upcoming event at the Quantum Vision Workshop on February 22nd. He's going to be one of our keynote speakers. And he's just a really inspiring dude. He's a world famous, successful, like, celebrity tattoo artist. I think he's the most expensive tattoo artist in the state of Utah. He's traveling all around, living his dreams, bringing his visions to life. He's fully, authentically himself. He's an amazing dad. He seems to have just lots of fun, and he's just like a fresh dude who's doing really cool things. And I've been friends with him online for quite a while, but today was the first chance that I got to really meet him in person, and we just sat down and talked for like 2 hours. And then my other homies, Cora and Oso Slick, came through. Shout out to you guys if you're listening. Love you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. Like, infinite mahalo. But they came through in Water Fusions, and we just had a beautiful conversation about life and philosophy and mindset and improving ourselves and being the best versions of ourselves and spreading love and living our dreams. And it's just another beautiful reminder where, like, that's starting to be like my everyday. Like, every day I'm just blown away by the quality of people that are in my life. I'm just like, what the fuck? These are all the type of people that I like wished I was friends with, back when, and now that they're just my everyday people, because I raise my own vibration. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Whatever frequency that we're resonating on is the frequency that other people will be attracted to. They'll notice that, and it makes sense. If you're into skateboarding, you're gonna attract skateboarders. You're gonna dress like a skateboarder. You're gonna be at the skate parks. You're gonna be where other skateboarders are. Other skateboarders are gonna notice the clothes that you're wearing or whatever, and they're gonna approach you and talk to you or see you online or whatever. You're gonna start attracting more of that. Like, so it's the same with our dreams. It makes perfect, like, logical sense when we think of, like, people. Like, oh yeah, well duh, if I'm into fucking tattooing and I'm at tattoo conventions and shit, then I'll meet tattoo artists and other people that are into tattoos. Like, yeah, that's obvious. Or like I'm part of the Utah Permaculture Collective, and it's like I go to their events and I'm blown away. Like, holy shit, I didn't know there's this many people into permaculture that are into gardening, that are into healthy eating and sprouting and microgreens and making their own kombucha and like all this stuff. I didn't know there was that many people in my vicinity that were into that till I started going to these events. And then it's like, oh, there's all these people around me. Like, this is really dope. Cool. I'm not alone at all. I'm way less alone than I ever thought. And that makes so much sense when we think about people. But when we think about our dreams, like, we think about a lot of people are like waiting for luck or some outside circumstance to change, like a new president or a new, something outside of them that's new that happens to them that gives them their dreams and their goals. And it's just like, that's not how it's going to work. We get our dreams and goals by becoming them. We become the type of person, like, you don't win a gold medal for, just being a decent athlete. You win a gold medal for being a gold medal athlete. First, you put in that training, you put in that passion, you put in that time, and you become a gold medal level athlete far before you ever win the gold medal. You know what I mean? You're training on that level. Your self-talk is on that level. You have a coach helping you get to that level. You're embodying that vibration of a gold medal Olympic athlete way before you're ever even going to be invited to the Olympics, or else it's just not going to happen. So, like, for me, I embody the frequency of someone who does what he loves, of someone who gets paid to be creative and express my passions. I embody that frequency to the fullest, and I just don't tolerate anything less. Like, I can't. The word decide means to cut off. You choose a side, like, I decided I was this person and I started just being this person. I didn't wait for anyone else to grant me permission, tell me, okay, Burnell, you can be a musician now, or you can go get paid to do what you love, or like, you can be a podcaster now, or you can have a YouTube channel now. It's like, no, we just take what we want and we fucking anoint ourselves. We do what is coming out of our heart and soul, and we don't wait for anyone to give us permission or access or resources or whatever. We just do what we can with what we have, and that's how we get there. So I just wanted to express some of those thoughts with you guys, because it's just so key. We do not get what we want in life. We get what we are. We get who we're being on a subconscious level, and we become like the people that we're surrounding ourselves with. So if you want to, it's like this weird kind of catch-22. It's like, in order to become a better person, you have to surround yourself with better people. But in order to surround yourself with better people, you have to become a better person. So it's like the chicken or the egg. You have to do both. So I'm consciously every day trying to be a better version of myself, to express more love, to be healthier, to be happier, to be more overflowing, to have more skills, to have more tools and things that I can do to provide service and value to others. I'm constantly working on raising my vibration. And as I do that, more and more people that are on a similar frequency come into my life. And then they help me become better because they're bringing different pieces of the puzzle. I guarantee if you're listening to this, you have so much that I could learn from you, and vice versa. Like, there's not a single person listening to this podcast right now that Burnell Washburn couldn't learn from. I can learn so much from every single one of you, and I want to. But, are you sharing your knowledge and your wisdom? A lot of us aren't. A lot of us are scared of being judged. We're holding ourselves back when we have a lot of gifts to share. So we need to stop betraying ourselves and betraying humanity and just get out there and share our gifts. Share your you-ness. Share your unique traits and qualities and skills and mindsets, and share your art and your heart and your love with all of us, because we need that, and only you can provide that. That's one of the things that me and Winnie the Drew was talking about today. I was just sounding like a hick or something. That's the thing we was talking about. That's the thing that Winnie the Drew and I were speaking of earlier today. About how, we all have such unique gifts that only we can share. Like, only Drew can do Drew's tattoos. No other tattoo artist in the world can do his exact work. No other musician in the history of the universe will ever be able to create the same songs that Burnell Washburn creates. Whether people like him or not, that doesn't really matter. But it's the fact that I'm putting my unique, authentic spirit out there is something that I need to value, and I need to realize how divine that is. We all do. We all need to realize how divine our gifts are, because it's only you that has your unique voice, your unique life experience, your unique skill sets, mindsets, habits, everything, your perspectives. And if you don't honor that gift as like this divine, unique, once in a universe type thing, you're doing a disservice to yourself and everyone else that you could be providing value to. So I urge you to get out there and share your stuff. All of us have just so much to teach and grow from one another. Like, that's why I just love talking about this and putting out this podcast, because since I started this podcast, my conversations out in like real life are, and this is real life too, but out in like non-podcast land and just like my daily life, I have better, more enriching conversations that energize me instead of drain me, just because I put this out there, and then other people see my spirit, they see my mindset, and then they resonate with it, and people that are on a similar wavelength are going to be naturally attracted to it, just from the laws of quantum physics and the whole universe. And then they're gonna talk about that stuff. So when I meet up with someone, I don't hang out with people that are gossiping about other people in the scene. Like, that used to be when I was fully just all in the hip hop scene and not doing any of this like spiritual, like self-development type stuff as much. I swear, like 70% of the conversations that I would have with people would be other rappers mostly talking shit on other rappers and other artists, or talking about someone else that talked shit on them, or they were talking about, just some super ego-driven stuff, and these conversations were draining me, yo. And I started just, like, raising my own vibration, and then those conversations disappeared. I don't, like, find myself around people that are, like, gossiping and just talking on this super low vibe bullshit, or talking about Trump, or talking about just negativity, or things that are not really enriching and bettering our lives. That doesn't really seem to come into my reality now, because my frequency kind of like blocks it. It's like a radio station, if you live in Utah and you're tuned to 92.5, that's the rap station, or the hip-hop station, and only hip-hop music, only like their programming will come through that station. But then if you turn to 107.3 FM, I don't know what like the country station is, it's only country. You're not going to hear classical music on that station because that just can't come through to that frequency. It's not being sent out to that signal. And like when you raise your vibration, it's just like certain conversations don't reach your frequency anymore. Certain type of people, like people will try to meet up with me, and for some reason it just doesn't work out. Like it's like I'll genuinely be down and it just keeps not working out. And then I'll go like dive into their Facebook page a little bit or their Instagram, and I'll notice, oh, they're drinking a lot right now, or they're being really negative, or they're being super on politics. No wonder them and I haven't linked up, even though we've tried to and meant to and had every sincere intention to do so. It just hasn't aligned. For some reason, something's come up on their end or my end every time that we've planned something. And then I notice, oh, it's because they're emitting a different frequency. You know, they're just, and not to say that I'm better than anyone by any means. No one's better than anyone else. You know, we're all on our different paths. I have unconditional love and compassion for every being, regardless of where they're at on their path, and I never would ever think I'm above anyone. Like, I have so much to work on and grow myself. But I just notice those things. Like, I just notice those things, and I just notice those things. I'm trying to stop saying the word but, because if you say the word but, it means like you're basically saying one thing and then disregarding that to say something else. So it's like, just say both. Say and instead of but. Anyway, that's something that might take a while on my reprogramming. Actually, it should be pretty easy. I almost just said it again. Anywho, your vibe attracts your tribe. You get what I'm saying. Certain frequencies just won't come into your energy field when you're on a certain wavelength. Like, I think truly enlightened beings, I don't know if anyone could even like speak negatively around them, because they just hold such a strong energy field. Like, they wouldn't be able to enter their space. Something would happen to where like they just wouldn't make it in their energy field. And I really think all of us are just exactly where we need to be on our paths. So there's no judgment to anyone ever, and there's no like high horse or anything like that. I just notice the frequencies and how energy works, and it's cool to see how the more I work on improving myself and embodying a higher vibration, the more awesome people come into my life that really inspire me, that light me up, that get me excited, that make me feel happy to be alive. I get stoked to go link up with them. If I have plans with them, I'm fucking hyped. I'm not like trying to find a way out of that, or like, you ever make plans with someone and you're like hoping they cancel on you, and you text them to say like, hey, are we still on for such and such? And they're like, yep. And you're like, oh, fuck, I was hoping they were going to say some shit like, you know, because you didn't really want to meet up. Those type of people, like, we need to stop making plans with them, because, and it's okay if you catch yourself making plans with someone and they end up feeling like that to you, just notice that. And if it comes up multiple times, just be honest with yourself and maybe honest with them and say, you know, it doesn't feel aligned for me right now. Doesn't mean they're not a great person or that you guys won't have great interactions in the future. It just means it's not aligned right now. You know, maybe you got slightly different priorities. And like, there's certain people right now that I just love dearly, and for some reason, I just, you know, just doesn't feel right to go link with them, because I just have so much going on and I don't want to spread myself too thin. And, you know, they're maybe just like on, they're going to bring my attention or my energy to a different spot that I'm not trying to be on. And I really protect my energy and try to hold a beautiful frequency. So it's important who I surround myself with. We become like the people we hang out with. We become like the people we follow online, but we especially become like the people we hang out with. Mirrored neurons are a real thing. It's how humans and all animals actually evolve to be better and to survive. It's like we learn stuff just from being around people through osmosis, and that's not just some woo-woo thing. There's real science behind that. And it's just obvious. Like, that's why parents get worried if their kid starts hanging out with the wrong type of person, because they know their kid's going to start acting more like that. If you're, you know, when I was around a bunch of people that smoked a lot of cigarettes and drank lots of booze and smoked a shit ton of pot, like, that's what I was doing too. And then now I'm around like a lot of really healthy people, and I find myself working out more. I find myself eating healthier naturally without even really thinking about it too much or trying that hard. I'm just around these people that are doing awesome things. I want to be like them because we subconsciously, we all want to be loved and accepted by whoever we consider our tribe to be, because that's how we're evolved for survival. Like if the tribe didn't love us and accept us, then our chances of survival went down significantly. So we wanted to fit in and be loved and liked, and that's a subconscious human bias that we can't really get rid of. So let's use it to our advantage and say, all right, if my subconscious is like obsessed with being liked and loved by whoever I think my tribe is, I better have a damn good tribe, because people will do things to sabotage their own well-being just to be loved and accepted. You see it all the time, people eating unhealthy things because their family is eating it and they don't want to like be the oddball out or the rude one declining something or whatever. Or they don't want to stand up for their values or have boundaries in place for that, so they could just give in, or all their friends are drinking and they're the only one that's not drinking, so they end up caving in and having some drinks because they want to fit in and they want to be loved and accepted, and we all do. So let's use that natural instinct and that natural wiring, that programming to our advantage, and just surround ourselves with a high vibe tribe. And that just involves us stepping out of our comfort zone. Sometimes when you are going to build a higher vibration tribe, you have to surround yourself with people who you think might be on a higher level than you in certain areas. And that might involve you getting out of your comfort zone and being around people that are better than you at something. Like, for example, if you want to improve your health but you're not healthy, and you might feel shy about going to a yoga class because you might think they're all healthy and in good shape, and here you are, you don't know how to do any of the poses. You can barely take a few breaths without getting out of breath and winded, and you can't even stand on one leg for like half a second without falling over. And so you don't want to go there, but even though like being around those type of people would help you get in better shape, you're just going to have to get out of your comfort zone and just be okay with sucking at it. Like, get comfortable being uncomfortable. That's the best advice I've ever heard. If you become comfortable being uncomfortable, then the world is yours. You go to that yoga class knowing like, hey, I'm probably going to be the most out of shape, least experienced person in this whole class. And there might be super hot girls that are going to see how out of shape I am there and whatever. And you're going to have to go there and just face that feeling and sit with that feeling of being uncomfortable. And over time, you'll get more and more comfortable. And nowadays, like, there's a lot of ways to ease into things, and no one's really judging us. We're just judging ourselves. Like, really, they just want to be loved and accepted too. And you showing up, being unafraid to be yourself, will give them sort of permission to be themselves. I don't really want like the word permission in that, but you know what I mean? It's like it really shows people, I think it helps people have more courage to be themselves. That's a better way to put it. It helps people have more courage to be themselves when they see you being yourself. I love seeing the super overweight person that's on a run or at the gym. It's like, yo, get it, It's easy for the dude with the six-pack to, like, pull up here and, like, flex on everybody and feel all cool and feel super good about himself and super confident because he's really good. It's another thing takes a lot more courage for the person who's, like, never worked out before to, like, put on those workout shoes for the first time and swipe that debit card at the Gold's Gym or Vasa Fitness and go in and step to a machine the first time not knowing how to do it. Like, props to you. If you have the courage to do something like that, step out of your comfort zone, get comfortable being uncomfortable. There is love for you. And you're going to love yourself more for doing that. And everyone is going to be inspired by you no matter where you're at on your journey. So it's not about being good or impressing anyone or anything like that. It's about just being authentically yourself and just owning where you're at. Put yourself out there. Find out where the people that you want to be like are hanging out. What are they doing? And it's really easy to see these days on Instagram. It's very easy to find out, like, oh, here's all these people that I look up to that either, like, run businesses I like or have the body and the physique that I like or whatever. Where are they at? They're at certain places. They're at juice bars. They're at retreats and seminars. They're at the gym. They're out in nature. They're at the beach. They're going to workshops. They're hiring coaches. They're at, Whole Foods, and they're where are they not at? They're not at Walmart. They're not at a bar getting drunk all the time. They're not at a McDonald's. They're not, and this is just the people that I personally look up to. I notice where they're at, where they're not at, and I go put myself in those places, even though it's intimidating. When I used to be a skateboarder, for a while, like when the skate park first opened by my house, I felt like I was like the best skateboarder in the neighborhood. And there was a time where they had this, like, when you were in elementary school, they had like a few hours every Wednesday, I think, where like it was like 12 and under only. So like kids that were like 13 and over like weren't allowed there. And I was like 12, and out of the 12 and under crowd, I was the dopest skateboarder. So I would skate around flexing my ego, flaunting, feeling like the man, not realizing I was actually sabotaging myself and doing myself a disservice, because I was like, oh yeah, it's easy for me to show up to the skate park and just do the same fucking 10 tricks that I know and not have to progress, because I can do these tricks that I already know and really impress people or really feel like I'm killing it. Versus when the 13-year-olds got there and the all ages brackets got there, then all of a sudden I wasn't the best skateboarder. There was cats that were way better than me, and I would get intimidated to skate in front of them, which was sad. There was times I left the skate park, or I would just sit down and watch them and be like, oh, I'm tired or something like that. Really, I was embarrassed because I wasn't as good as them, and I was insecure. This is way long ago. This is like, I'm 29 now. This is we're talking when I'm like 12, so hadn't done all this inner work that I've done now, and like I was really insecure, and that insecurity led me to like stay in my comfort zone and not take action because it's safe there. But I got so much better at skateboarding when I did the opposite. When I got out of my comfort zone, started hanging out with skateboarders that were way better than me, who intimidated me. I had to suck up my ego, and instead of like being the shit and being the best skateboarder, I was the worst skateboarder, and I was like the little homie trying to learn, and I just had to like put on my white belt and learn from them. But I got better in one summer than I had like the previous 4 or 5 years combined. I had more progression in such a short period of time, just surrounding myself with people that had leveled up beyond where I was at. And so that's a valuable lesson that we can all take in all aspects of our life. Like, let's go surround ourselves with people that might intimidate us a little bit, because they're maybe a little bit deeper on the work. And let's know they're not judging us. Let's not judge ourselves. They're stoked to see us come learn, especially if we're humble and we're ready to be a student. Like, I guarantee any worthwhile yoga shop or not shop, but yoga studio will happily welcome, and there's different types of, obviously, beginner classes and stuff like that, but any yoga studio across the world, if they're legitly practicing yoga from a pure place, they're going to just love anyone that's new to it, that doesn't know how to do any of the poses, that comes in and says, hey, I want to be a student. I don't know anything about yoga. I've never even heard of it. I don't even have yoga clothes. I just got these cargo pants and whatever. Like, they're going to love that, and they're going to help you, and they're going to be happy to share their wisdom with you. They're not going to be like, oh, look at this fucking clown, like, and make fun of you and that. And like, but it's funny because that's what we think that they're going to do. Like, on the subconscious level, we're like almost fearing that, and so that keeps us in our comfort zone a lot. But yeah, surround yourself with people that you want to be like, and you'll start to become like them. And not just people that have outward material success. Like, I'm not just saying, oh, you want a bunch of money, go surround yourself with millionaires, and yeah, that'll work. But more, I've been trying to surround myself with people who embody certain emotions that I want to embody. Like, oh, this person is really fun. I want to have more fun in my life. I'm going to go hang out with them more because they're just really fun. Or this homie's really fucking confident, really good at making friends. He always talks to strangers and has fun little conversations with strangers at gas stations, and I want to be more outgoing like that, so I'm going to go hang out with him more. or this person's really polite, has really good manners, really respectful, or this person's really grounded and centered. So identify emotions that you want, not just external things, because someone might have, the material success that you want, and then they're not embodying the same emotions that you want, or they're not happy, or they're not healthy, or whatever. So, really look for the emotions and then try to surround yourself with people that embody those emotions. And you'll start embodying those emotions too, and your life will change and be more like theirs. And yeah, we'll rub off on each other. It's a beautiful thing. It's cool how human beings can do that for each other, help each other level up. But we can also help each other level down and really sabotage and hurt ourselves and keep, you got to ask I think I talked about this in a previous episode, because this topic is something that keeps coming up over the last year, so I'm sure you've heard me talk about a lot of this stuff before. But you got to look at your circle and you got to look at your habits and ask, are they causing me to evolve or revolve or devolve even? If I were to go surround myself with a bunch of people that were doing cocaine all the time, I assume that my lifestyle would be devolving. And not to judge anyone, there's time and place for everything or whatever, but that's just a different vibe than what I'm trying to be on. And if I were to go surround myself with a bunch of people that are humanitarians doing all this work for nonprofits and charities and healing and helping the world, I guarantee I'm going to start doing more acts of service and kindness for the world, because I just my subconscious is I want to stay loved with my new humanitarian friends, and also just get inspired by them and see what's possible when you see other people doing stuff that you want to do and you actually know them. It's so much more inspiring than seeing them just on TV or magazine, because for some reason we forget that these people on Instagram or magazine or whatever, we forget that they're real people. So we see them doing shit and we think they had some type of circumstance that I didn't have, or they had some type of special ability or skill or talent that I didn't have. And so they can do it, but that's not possible for me. But then if you really get to know someone and you see their strengths and weaknesses, and you see they're just a normal human being just like you, and you see that they maybe didn't have a silver spoon, they weren't born with a silver spoon or whatever, you start to think, oh damn, maybe I can do this too. It just feels way more possible when you're close to it. So get around people that you aspire to be like, and your whole life will change. Be the version of yourself that you want to be. Be it now. Go into your meditations and your visions and access the frequency of your future self. What does she or he look like? What is the house like? What are the clothes like? Who are you hanging out with? What are the habits and routines? How are you spending your time? All that stuff. Get clear on that. Get a vision that's so compelling that it just pulls you. Then you don't have to push so hard, and you just be pulled, and your highest, and just keep tuning into that higher self every day, and you'll be intuitively guided to take actions that raise your vibration, that get you out of your comfort zone, that get you around these type of people that help you level up. I love you guys so much. That's all I have to share for you today. I really appreciate you listening. If you got any value from this, definitely share it out with at least one person, or screenshot it and post it on your story. Send me a message, or hit up if you just really want to show love. You can just throw me some Venmo, or you can hop on the patreon.com/Burnell Washburn. Throwing $5, $10, $20 a month on that goes a long way. Helps pay for the hosting, the website, the internet, the marketing, all the stuff, all the equipment. We're about to start bringing a bunch of amazing guests on. I'm about to invest in a podcast studio where I'm going to have the ultimate podcast space for amazing people. It's going to be such a dope place where I'm going to feel really confident reaching out to all these celebrities and high vibe people whenever they come to town, or in general, just to get them, I want you to come do an episode. And because right now it's at my house, and I haven't really, wanted to stay solo for this first season, but for season 1's almost wrapping up, and Season 2, I have some amazing guests lined up, so I'm investing heavily in growing this podcast. That's a big thing for me in 2020 and beyond. I have a plan to grow this thing, to expand this message, to spread more love than ever and help more people than ever. So I really need your help. If you are listening this deep in the episode, that means you are a kindred spirit, part of my soul tribe, and I just love you, and anything that you can do in any capacity to help this message grow, I really appreciate that. So shoot me a message. Let me know that you're listening. Hit up the Patreon if you can, or, whether you're even streaming my music or buying my beats or paying me for coaching or coming to my shows, anything. It all goes a long way. Let's all support each other and help each other thrive. Much love, peace, and blessings. Feel free to hit me up if you need anything, or if you have any questions or comments or concerns or any ideas for future episodes. I just love chatting with you guys. My podcast listeners are people that I really value because I've put so much heart and soul and authenticity into this that I'm all right, if these motherfuckers have listened to multiple podcast episodes all the way through, then they know me. They know the real Burnell to the fullest. Right now I'm standing in my house with no shirt on, just being me. And I feel like when someone says they listen to my podcast, I'm oh shit. I instantly, my guard drops down. I'm I can just be myself. They already know me. Cool. Fuck yeah. You're family. So I love you guys. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I will see you soon on another episode. Much love.